A single click on a phishing link can lock your entire computer for weeks. Yet professionals still need to open suspicious URLs. The solution? A cheap home lab that uses 2 firewalls and disposable Docker containers to keep every click safe and leave no trace. Every day, we click links. A single click can give a hacker a foothold. Modern phishing emails are not just plain text. They embed URLs that look legitimate. Once a user opens one, malware can download silently. Ransomware can lock files, data can be stolen, or a corporate network can be hijacked. The danger grows as attackers automate and personalize their attacks. Traditional advice is simple: do not click. That advice is easy to remember, but hard to follow for professionals. Security researchers, IT administrators, and remote workers often need to examine suspicious URLs to understand what they do. They must weigh the risk against the benefit. Many rely on VirusTotal or online scanners, but those tools expose the link to a public service. That is unacceptable when the link contains sensitive or proprietary information. Another common approach is to run a virtual machine on a local machine. Even though VMs are isolated, new exploits can break out, and the host system is still vulnerable. Therefore, a better isolation model is required, one that segments the network and uses disposable environments. That is where the 2 firewall setup comes in. It creates a safe zone where links can be opened without endangering the main system. By isolating the testing machine behind 2 layers of firewalls and using temporary containers, any compromise stays confined. The host computer remains untouched, and the network is protected from lateral movement. This method also preserves privacy because the link never leaves the local lab. The final piece of the puzzle is a lightweight container manager that can spin up a browser with a fresh environment for each click. The combination of network segmentation and disposable containers delivers a practical, low-cost solution for anyone who needs to verify malicious URLs safely. Imagine a 2-layer wall between the internet and your home network. The first wall is the edge of the world, a router or firewall that sees all traffic from the ISP. The second wall sits inside the house, guarding the laptops, phones, and servers. Between these walls sits a tiny computer that is the only bridge. Because it is isolated, any traffic that reaches it must pass through both firewalls. If a malicious site sends a malicious payload, it must first survive the first firewall, then the second, before it can reach the bridge. That makes it much harder for an attacker to reach the rest of the network. The benefit is that you can still expose the bridge to the internet so that you can access it from anywhere. But the bridge never has a direct path to your internal devices. If the bridge is compromised, the attacker can only roam inside the bridge's own network, which is deliberately limited. The second firewall also provides an extra check for suspicious traffic. It can drop traffic that behaves like a malware download or a command and control channel. In practice, you can use free software such as pfSense or OpenSense on the first firewall and OpenWRT on the second. These tools are open source, well-maintained, and support advanced policies. By using 2 different vendors, you reduce the risk that a single flaw in one system will open a backdoor across the whole chain. The result is a layered defense that is simple to install and inexpensive to run. Next comes the bridge machine. It does not need to be powerful. A small single-board computer like a Raspberry Pi 4 or a cheap laptop will do. Install the latest long-term Ubuntu release. Version 24.04 is recommended because it has a stable kernel and good Docker support. Once Ubuntu is running, update the system and install Docker Engine. Docker allows you to run isolated containers that share the host kernel but keep file systems separate. After Docker is configured, you can pull a lightweight browser image such as Chromium or Firefox. The bridge also needs an SSH or web console so that you can control it from your main computer. A simple web interface, such as Apache or Nginx, can host a thin client. The bridge should be configured to have no route to the local network. That means no default gateway pointing to the internal subnet, only to the second firewall. You should also block all outbound traffic except what is needed to reach the web interface. On the second firewall, set up an NAT rule that forwards the web port to the bridge's internal IP. With this setup, You can reach the bridge over the internet, but any traffic it generates stays confined between the two firewalls. Spinning up a fresh container for each click is the key to containment. Chasm is a tool designed exactly for that. It runs on the bridge machine and exposes a web interface. When you paste a suspicious URL into Chasm, it pulls a clean browser image, starts a session, and opens the link inside that session. The container has no persistent storage. Once you close the session, the entire image is destroyed. No cookies, no cache, no local files survive. That eliminates the risk of a compromised site installing malware that persists beyond the session. Chasm also keeps the container network isolated. It assigns a separate virtual network interface to each container, preventing it from reaching the bridge or the internal network. Even if the site tries to exploit a container vulnerability, the damage is limited to that container. Chasm supports both headless operation and a full browser window that you can view through an HTML5 remote desktop. The interface is lightweight, so it runs smoothly even on a Raspberry Pi. Because Chasm uses Docker, you can add additional security layers such as SELinux or AppArmor to the host, giving another line of defense. The result is a repeatable, automated way to test any link without leaving traces on the host system. Remote workers who collaborate with clients often receive links in emails or chat. Some of those links may be malicious but contain valuable data or a required file. By using the two-firewall bridge, a freelancer can open the link in a disposable container without risking their laptop. IT administrators who need to test phishing campaigns can do so without exposing the corporate network. Small businesses in regions with limited budgets can set up this lab for less than $100. The hardware is affordable, an old laptop or a Raspberry Pi plus 2 routers. The software is free, Ubuntu, Docker, Chasm, and open source firewalls. The cost of maintenance is negligible. The lab can also be used for educational purposes, allowing students to see how phishing sites behave. Because the container is destroyed after each session, students can repeat experiments without worrying about malware contamination. The isolation model also reduces the risk of accidental data leakage, a major concern in many industries. For people who need to handle confidential URLs, this lab offers a practical, scalable solution that keeps the main system safe while still providing the necessary investigative power. Security tools are constantly evolving. In the next year, we expect to see more integrated solutions that combine network segmentation with container isolation. Vendors may offer plugin modules that automatically spin up a disposable browser when a suspicious URL is detected. Machine learning will help identify malicious links before they are even opened. However, the core principle remains the same: isolation and disposability. The two-firewall approach is cheap, flexible, and easy to maintain. It can adapt to new threats without requiring a full system overhaul. For organizations that want to adopt zero-trust policies, this setup can be a first step. It also encourages the use of Docker for other security tasks, such as sandboxing malware samples. In the future, we might see hardware-based isolation, like dedicated sandbox chips, but the practical reality is that a simple home lab can still deliver strong protection. The key takeaway is that you don't have to gamble with malicious links. Build a small, isolated lab and stay in control of your security. Explore how to integrate this lab into a zero-trust policy. Future videos will cover advanced container hardening and automated threat detection.